Hi, this is Yvonne Wade Sanchez with the League of Women Voters Fort Bend. We are doing a series, our League at Large is doing a series of educational videos that we hope will help you become more familiar with the Fort Bend County Voter Administration website, which has some really excellent information to help voters who are preparing to vote in upcoming elections. So if you remember, oh, by the way, this episode is episode 5, Am I Registered? And by the way, this is a question that I get a lot. One of the reasons we're doing this episode is because I'm a VDR, so a voter deputy registrar. And one of the questions we get at events where we're registering voters is, how do I know if I'm registered? I think I registered. I'm not really sure. Is there a way to check? And there absolutely is a way to check. So if you remember in a previous episode, we talked about the short code. So Fort Bend created a short code. There's a long URL, but if you can just remember fortbendvotes.org, we're going to type that into the address bar here in Google. It's going to take you to the website, the Fort Bend Voter Administration website. This is actually the county website. This is the page specific to the Voter Administration Office. So here you're going to see voter registration. So you're going to click that. It's going to expand a bit, and then you'll see another link that says View My Registration. So you're going to click that. Now you're going to go here and you're going to provide some information. Now, if you know your voter ID, you can just enter it here. They just need that one number, and you click display, and you'll see your status. I don't even know my voter ID. So what you can do in that case, you can put your last name, first name, and your date of birth. Now I'm not going to enter that because that's private information, but I'm going to give you an idea of what this looks like. So this is what you're going to see, and oh my gosh, this looks very familiar, correct? It looks like your voter registration card. Now, if you received your voter registration card, then you're registered, right? So you successfully received this card. So the county has you in the system, and you received the card, so they have your correct address. You're a registered voter. Congratulations. Now remember that we talked about on the voter registration card, it has the address, it has the precinct number. So the address determines your precinct determines all of the elections in which you are eligible to vote in. Very similar here on this website. Right, so you're going to get the address here, which is blank because I took it out. Again, that's private information. Your address determines your precinct. Your precinct determines all of the elections that you're eligible to participate in and who represents you. Right, and so let's go over this quickly. We talked about this, I think, in episode 3, the voter registration card, but just quickly at the top here, this is information that all the counties are going to have. Or no matter what county you're in, you're going to see the same information. So everyone in Texas is going to have a congressional rep, someone that represents Texas in Congress for our district. Everyone's going to have a state senator. Everyone's going to have a state representative. Everyone's going to have a commissioner. Everyone's going to have a JP. Now the information below that is more specific to Fort Bend. In Fort Bend, everyone's going to have a school district. You might, depending on where you might live within the city limits of one of the cities here in Fort Bend, Sugar Land, Katy, Fulshire, Stafford. So you're going to have a city listed here if you can vote in the city council elections. You're also going to see MUD, LID, and ESD. Not everyone's going to have a number underneath here because, again, this is blank, so there'll be a number below here. Again, it depends on where you live. Some neighborhoods have LIDs, some neighborhoods have MUDs, and depending, again, where you live within a city or in a rural area or an ETJ, an extraterritorial jurisdiction around a city, you might have an ESD. So I think I listed these out so you'll remember, so you'll know. So again, school is school district, city is if you live within the city limits of a specific city here in Fort Bend. LID is a levy improvement district, again, if you have a levy around your neighborhood. MUD is a municipal utility district which handles the water. And then ESD is the emergency services district, and again, that's ambulances and, you know, any of that type of information. The most important thing you want to look at here, though, is the status. So if you don't have that voter registration card, if you didn't get this in the mail, again, pull this up online and check your status. What you want to see is a status of active. If you see any other status, contact the Fort Bend Voter Administration Office and inquire as to why you're not active. And there are different reasons. So this card, and there's different statuses. I'm not going to go over the statuses. I want you to contact the county to get specific information. I think one of the statuses is suspended. So for example, here's the card that's mailed to you, right? So it's going to be based on, it's going to mail to this address. It's going to be mailed to the address you have listed here. If you don't receive this card, like the post office can't deliver it to you, there's probably a problem with your address. And remember that your address determines your precinct, determines what elections you're eligible to vote in. So that address is important. So if this can't be delivered to this address, then there's probably a problem and you might not have the correct precinct. So that's kind of a warning to the voter administration office that there's a problem. They might put you in a different status than active. So if your voter registration card is not delivered and it's sent back to the voter administration office by the post office, that's not good. So there's a problem. And so again, if you see a status anything other than active, contact the Fort Bend Voter Administration Office. All right, so hopefully that helps you understand how you check your status and determine whether you are a registered voter. So if you have any other questions, remember that the Fort Bend County League at Large of the League of Women Voters is here to help. We have a couple of social media accounts. We have a Facebook account, we have a Twitter account. You obviously know about our YouTube account. We also have a website. If you want to become a member, we encourage you to become a member if you can. So if you have any questions or if you have any recommendations for upcoming episodes, we're here to serve. We want to answer questions that you have to the best of our abilities. So again, this is Yvonne Wade Sanchez. I am with the League of Women Voters, Fort Bend. Thank you so much.